It is a batching day. You're gonna get 3 videos where I'm wearing the same outfit because I need to be efficient now, and I used to batch videos like this and actually change outfits in between to try to make it look like different days, and I'm over that. We know I don't have time for that. I'm just trying to get some videos batched so that I can edit them all when it's 5, 6 a.m. and I'm at my desk as my usual work time. And I gotta do it now because it's quiet in the house right now, and this is just like how I have to work these days as a mom of 2. I have 2 toddlers. If you don't know me, I'm Jill Wise, a copywriter, strategist, business mentor, and I run my business in part-time hours while taking care of my 2 toddlers. We don't have typical daycare. We do have grandparent help sometimes, but otherwise it's just like working in the windows of life and making it all happen. Because I believe that working moms in general are superheroes, and we can make it happen. We can follow our dreams, we can accomplish our goals, and we can do it more efficiently because mom speed is totally real. It's a thing. Since having kids, I'm like so much more efficient, so much faster, better able to prioritize and focus and get shit done. I used to waste so much time, and I don't know what I was doing with that. Anyway, so that kind of leads into what the topic is today that I want to talk about, and that is the identity shift that comes with motherhood, specifically from the lens of an online business owner of the Instagram girl boss era. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I mean by the Instagram girl boss era, that's like the 2019 through 2023 when all of us were on Instagram all day long, every day, watching stories, hanging out, chatting with each other in the DMs, in comments, like when we actually engaged as a community on Instagram. And I feel like that's different now. It's a different vibe out there in the online business world. I don't know if that part is just me because I'm not online as much, because something that I have intentionally been doing over the last year is swapping my scrolling time for reading. I've read already over 20 books this year by doing that because I just found I was scrolling an unhealthy amount and I didn't want to. I'm so much better if I'm reading. Anyways, tangent. We go on tangents a lot here. The point is that Instagram girl boss era, when you are a millennial woman, you run an online business, you're a freelancer, a creative service provider, you sell courses or digital products, that kind of thing. And we all were in Instagram land, Instagram girl boss world, where we hustled more and we were comparing ourselves to everyone else. And we had we were reaching for 5K months and then 10K months and then 6-figure years and then multi-6-figure years. Like it was always just like more, making more, talking about revenue more, and just like, when is it enough, right? Like it never seemed like it was enough. So that is Instagram girl boss world. That is what I'm referring to, that era. If you were part of that era and then you were one of the ones who started having kids and you get pregnant and you start planning for maternity leave and you're like, this is going to be amazing, or you're like, how am I going to make this happen? It's one extreme or the other. It's either panic or like, no, I think I got this. But it's funny because the ones who think they got it, it doesn't always go according to plan, because as you know, if you are a mom, kids don't like you can't plan these things. Babies especially, unpredictable. The only predictable thing about them is that they are unpredictable. You can expect them to be unpredictable. So planning a maternity leave is interesting. Most of the time I have experienced the panic and I've seen the panic. I work with unintentionally a lot of moms who are trying to set up their business for maternity leave or work less so that they could spend more time with their kids. This wasn't like an intentional niching, but in the process of sharing my own journey, that's just who I've been working with a lot lately. So that's cool. So that's kind of where like the context is coming from here. My own experience and that of those who I'm working with as like private clients and in my programs. And all my programs are around like business strategy and structure and systems and marketing and messaging to elevate, to work less, earn more, and just like make more impact in fewer hours. But if you were in Girl Boss World Camp and then you got pregnant, planned maternity leave, took maternity leave, returned to work, thought it was all going to be the same, you're driven, you're motivated, you have goals, so you thought it was all going to be the same, and then you come back and it's different, like it's totally different now, and you're in the spot where you're wondering like, do I even want to do this anymore? Like, who am I? I don't fit in over here. I can't show up every day. I'm not chronically online anymore like other people are. Or you try to do your old offers. You try to work with your old clients. You try to do all the things the same as you used to before, and maybe it works for a little while, but then it stops working. Something breaks, something feels off. You wonder, like, maybe I should quit. Maybe I should get a real job. Maybe I should just be a stay-at-home mom. I've heard that a lot before, like driven, successful women doubting if they're even going to work at all. It's a big thing. And I think a lot of it obviously comes from like the personal shift you're going through. Like mattress sense is real. If you're new to that term, it's basically like puberty, but for motherhood. Like when you birth a child, your whole body changes, your brain changes, your priorities change. So no wonder your business needs to change too. Like no wonder you're finding it hard and challenging to fit the new you into your old business, especially as a personal brand or a solopreneur, like where you are the main business. No wonder it doesn't fit. Like you're totally different. You have this old U-shaped box that you're trying to fit the new you into, and the new you is so much bigger. And that should be celebrated instead of you left feeling like you're failing because you're not disciplined enough and you're not able to do the same morning routine every day that so-and-so is posting about every single day, and your life isn't exactly perfect and you were up all night and you're tired and you're having a hard time hitting your goals because your expectations are off. It's a huge identity shift that comes from it, and nobody's talking about that. We all think that we're just going to go back to girl bossing the same way. Like I personally thought I was going to get a nanny. I was going to return to full-time hours. Full-time hours for me before taking maternity leave was like 4-day work weeks. I got my work into that. I loved my 3-day weekends, but I thought I would go back to that. I thought I'd go back to like hustling, that I would want to work more. And it's so funny because that is not true. As soon as my first was born, I realized that was not true. That was not going to happen. And now I'm 3.5 years into this whole thing and I still haven't returned to work full time. I did have a second baby. I took a second maternity leave. It was all different again the second time, but this time I knew to expect it to be different, so then it was easier. But it's so funny what our expectations are and what we think it's going to be like, because we think we're going to be the same without realizing that we're not the same. And yes, there are parts of you that are going to be the same at your core, like your values and that, but there's also like this massive shift in your identity. So for me, before, my business was my baby. It was like everything. I identified with my success and my achievements, and I attached my self-worth to my business's revenue, really. Like if it was doing well, then I was a good person. And I know that others feel the same, especially in this era. But afterwards, you realize that like there's so much more to life. There's so much more to live offline outside of the Instagram girl boss world. That's like way more valuable, way more fulfilling, way more rewarding. And it's just, you didn't realize it existed before. So then you start to question yourself, and who am I? And do I even want this? And what do I even want? So I wanted to film this video, and I'm actually coming at it with 0 notes. I just wanted to like talk about it because this has come up in conversation so many times lately, because like I said, a lot of my clients unintentionally are in this stage of life and therefore business. They are planning for their first maternity leave or their second one, or coming back from it. They have kids, they're working on it, they want to have kids. That's another big one. They're getting their business ready for it. They're trying to create space now so that it's not such a shock later. So I'm working with a lot of women in this season just naturally, and then I'm also having these conversations with the women in my life and in my peer groups and that kind of thing. And it just, nobody's actually talking about it in public though. So I don't have like a fully fleshed point here for you. Maybe I should have made an outline for this video, but I think I wanted to just like open up the conversation, leave room for people to ask questions and share their experiences, and then maybe I can come back to this so that we can talk about it a little bit more, because I think it's so important for people to know that they're not alone. If you're like, I'm just gonna quit, I'm gonna become a mommy blogger, I'm gonna go get a part-time job, like, you do what you need to do. And also that's totally normal to be feeling that. And also I've seen it goes away, especially as you get through the first really year after having a baby, and then you can start to like get back to yourself. Like you start sleeping a little bit more, you start having time to do things that make you excited, make you feel good. I think that working on your business can actually be a form of self-care, and I've seen that for a lot of my clients too, because we put ourselves aside and our wants and dreams and goals and things that we're working on, we put them aside because we have to focus on our family and, you know, like the survival stuff. But when you have the chance to go back to what your initial goals are and your dreams and start working towards them, then it becomes a form of self-care to like give yourself a couple hours to do needle moving activities and dream and set new goals and change your expectations and plan out what you're going to do and actually take steps to start working on that. So if you are in it right now, I see you, I get it. I know you are tired. I know you are unsure. That is totally normal. So normal. I have not met somebody yet who had a baby and was just like, I'm the same. Like literally no one. You're not the same. You're not going to be the same. You will be better though. And that's pretty cool. So I think leaving it here for now. We might need to come back to this in editing to make sure that it actually makes sense. It's actually coherent enough to post. If you liked this, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I want to film more stuff around this. If you are open to sharing your experience, I would love to hear it, to hear from you, and let other people see, like in the comments here, like that they're not alone, that we're all in this weird spot. We go through this weird spot, and that you grow through it. It does get better, it gets easier, and you will refine yourself, but the version of you now is going to be so much better, stronger, more resilient, like truly at risk of sounding cliche, the next level self. And the perspective you have is going to help you grow so much faster. I hope this was the pep talk you needed today. I'm excited to see what you have to share with me, and I will chat with you soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, especially through this rambling.